TMCI is a great organization to be a part of. It has provided me with an opportunity to network with people all around the world. And as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking through how many people that I know around the world because of my connection to TMCI. So that's what we're talking about. That's live and in action of what a connection with the right organization will provide for you when it comes to your mission, your directive from God, and your opportunity to explore and expand outside of your particular environment and those that think like you. But let's go ahead and get started on this particular discussion today. Of course, you know, we're going to talk about this subject of networking. We've already talked about the operational networking, the personal networking, and now we're going to deal with this final subject of strategic networking. And of course, we know operational, that's when we're dealing with an institution per se. When we're talking about the personal networking, of course, we know we're talking about individuals. And then strategic networking is when we're talking about making something happen. We want to be strategic in how we do that. And basically what we want to do, and when we're talking about strategic networking, is really focus on an objective that we have, and we need some help to achieve it. And there may be 200 people that can help us achieve that. But the question is, who is going to be the person that hits the bullseye? Who's going to be the person, who's going to be that chess piece that we need to move around that can help us accomplish the task that is assigned to us? And what I want you to understand is that when you make a decision to make an impact in a community, you have to be very strategic with that particular move, because there are going to be people who are going to be for you, and there are going to be people who are going to be against you as you push forward to achieve the objective that Christ has established for your vision, for your mission in that particular neighborhood that you are in. But you have to be very strategic. And even Christ himself was very strategic on the particular people that he brought to be a part of his personal network, the particular system, the operational system that he was going to transform. And he was also very strategic in specifically how he approached those various different situations and those different circumstances. So what I want you to understand is that you must have a strategic plan when it comes to doing ministry in the communities in which we serve. And for instance, I know in the United Methodist Church, when I was a part of that, the Baptist Church, non-denominational churches, there always has to be a strategic plan that we have. Even in the church where I serve right now, even in the ministries, the nonprofits, we have a strategic objective. We're clear on specifically what the objective of that organization is. We're not all over the board. We have a specific objective for those organizations. And we partner with people because I believe that we spend so much time duplicating and copying off of people to do certain things, and we're not strategic, and it keeps us busy, but it doesn't keep us impactful. Let me say that again. It keeps us busy with activities and with tasks, but we're not strategic in what we have been called to accomplish. We're taking 200 steps when it could be 5 steps if we partner with the right organization who already has inroads into this particular area where you want to make a specific impact. We cannot do it alone. It takes us having a personal network, and it takes us having personal networking skills in order for us to be successful in the objective that we're all called to accomplish. And we're called to do that. And we have to be very strategic right here. We have to be very strategic. And we don't know which chess piece is going to be needed to accomplish the specific task that we're called to accomplish. Let's talk about, for instance, the resources that you need to do a community block party. You're going to need food. You're going to need something to drink. You're going to need a PA or a sound system. You're going to need a location to do it. You're going to need traffic control. So let's go in reverse order. Traffic control. The civil authority is the one that's going to help us with the traffic control. Can we block the street? Do we need a permit? Do we need to go before the city council? When it comes to food, the food is provided by either we buy it or it's donated from a supermarket or a local store or a vendor that may want to contribute to you. Water, we're going to need a local vendor or a store that's going to provide that, or we're going to have to buy it ourselves. The location, it could be our church property, our ministry property, or we're going to need someone to help us they're going to allow us to utilize their particular land for this particular event. The PA system, we may have one that is static, that cannot move. So we have to borrow one, or we have to find somebody who's a DJ that has a PA system that is a part of our church that's been looking for a way to serve in the church. And then we need somebody to coordinate and organize that. It may be somebody who in their professional job, and what they do in the secular world is they organize particular events. So they'll be one who's willing to do that. Or you may find somebody who's at the local civic center or convention center who will be willing to offer their services to organize. And then you have to have someone to set it up. You need tables, chairs, and things. So you see, there's all kinds of different pieces to make this work. But if you just imagine, if you had strategic relationships because you're serving on various different boards, and you say, we want to do this barbecue or this wiener roast or this hamburger giveaway or this event for Easter or for Christmas or for New Year's or for any of the other holidays that are out there, and you want to do it outside of your particular church and maybe own or off of your property, and you mention that to some people, and the folks already are volunteering in another capacity with a nonprofit, but they may not even be a member of a church. And then the next thing you know, they become actively involved in this particular annual event that you hold. And then this person becomes a part of your congregation. And then they're able to offer those services and those expertise as a part of their ministry. And then you take that particular ministry and you perfect it. And then you offer it up to other churches and nonprofits in your community. And now you become another asset in the community. And it is called your church ministry and organization, or tables and chairs, or whatever it may be. And what you're able to do is you're able to have an impact. You're able to have an impact in a different way with a different church within your community. And that's what it takes. If we're going to be successful at what we've been called to do, and that is to win souls for Christ, we must be able to move outside of our circle of influence and move into other circles, and we can make that work. We must understand that these networks that we have are key, they're important. And we know that Christ used those networks to make an impact on the individuals who are in that community. And you must understand that there's internal contacts, external contact, but you have to be willing to use those strategically to accomplish the objective that you have and the objective that they have. So you need to have a file in your office of people that you serve on boards with, and specifically what their skill set is. And you have to be willing to take them out to lunchtime to understand who they are and what their issues may be or what their successes may be. And you take that and you create your database. You create a database of people that can be helpful to the ministry, and also you can be helpful to them. And when you're helpful to them, you're able to speak life to them. They want to know why you want to help them. And that's when you're able to be witness to them about Christ Jesus. It's important that you must understand that you have to be outside or move outside of your circle of influence. You have to, and when you're networking, you understand that you want to invite the right people to the events in the community, because there's some people who invite, if you invite them because they're there are other people who come, and because they are there, you're able to give them an audience. For instance, if there's a political person in your community, whether you agree or disagree with their political views, we are Christians. What if our job is to be a witness? Our job is to bring people to Christ. Our job is to catch them where they are, and we can't clean the fish until we catch it. And we can see that there are many times that Jesus refused to clean the fish before he caught it. He caught the fish, and then the transformation took place. The disciples were caught first, and they spent some time with him, and the transformation took place over time. We cannot expect people to change in a matter of seconds. We have to allow ourselves to be that person who mentors them and shepherds them. But we're talking about strategic networking, and this is how we end up getting those influential people to become a part of what we have been called to do, because we're strategic in what we're doing. We're organized. Let me say that again. We're organized in what we have been called to do. And when we're organized, we can leverage that strategic partnership to accomplish the tasks and the objectives that we have. And when we're able to do that, we're able to be visionary. We're able to be realistic, and we're able to be connected in what we're called to do. And those are various types of networkers that are out there. There are people who have the vision, but they can't connect. There are people who are the ones who are realistic about the vision, because sometimes the visionary is so far out there, and then you have to have somebody who's realistic to help us. And then those people who are connectors are the ones who can actually make things work for us. But I'm here to say to you, in order for us to be successful at what we've been called to do, we must be willing to be strategic. And if you're strategic and you're partnering with the right people, you're partnering with people who are part of your ministry, people who are saved, people who are unsaved. Why you want to partner with somebody who's unsaved? You want to be the living witness in their lives. But the only way you can get only way you have an opportunity to share with them is that you will need to have their attention. And how are you going to get their attention? You'll get their attention by being in a relationship, in a partnership with them. And when you're in a relationship and a partnership with them, then you're able to make the impact that you need to make. And then you're able to get those results. What are the results? The results on networking, it's very, very simple. You want to win them over to Christ. That's our objective, is to win them over to Christ. And if we're going to win them over to Christ, we have to be very strategic in making this work and to accomplish our specific task and our specific goal. So as we can see here, the strategic networking, if we're going to be successful, we must be willing to partner with people. We must be willing to be strategic with those individuals that we've been called to make an impact in their lives. And each church must get outside of its denomination. It must get outside of its culture. It must get outside of its race. It must be outside of its environment. And what I mean by that, the environment in which you're in, you must be willing to go visit other churches from different denominations to gain additional insight and wisdom and knowledge. And if you're able to do that, then you're able to make the difference that you've been called to make. And you cannot just do it the way it's always been done. You have to be willing to do something different. And I want to encourage you to continue to watch these. And if there's questions that you have about these topics that I've discussed today, I want to encourage you to reach out to the TMCI family. We are loving people. We're strategic in what we do. We have partnerships around the world, around the globe, and almost all the kinds of places that you would never imagine. We have somebody who knows somebody who's there. So we want to encourage you to network with us. And if you want to become a part of our family, by all means, just check out the website. It has details on specifically what you can do in order for you to become a part of what we have been doing. Thank you very much for being a part of this broadcast today. I look forward to being back with you again soon.
Thanks so much for watching TMCI TV. If you found any benefit in this episode, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date with our future videos. If you are interested in planning a church, starting a ministry, or looking for 501c3 tax exemption status for your existing church or ministry, TMCI can help. Click the link in the description below for more information. We look forward to hearing from you soon. God bless.